Cardinal Theodore McCarrick is facing another allegation of sexual abuse. The victim, who is being identified only by his first name, James, told his story to the New York Times, saying he was abused starting at age 11. Last month, Mccarick was removed from public ministry over allegations of abuse of another minor decades ago, as well as for abusing seminarians. The 88-year-old retired Archbishop of Washington, D.C. and Newark is the highest-ranking U.S. church official accused of sexual abuse. It raises the question, what will Pope Francis do? Vatican correspondent Juliet Linley joins us from Rome. Juliet, this new alleged victim filed a police report on Friday. What is he accusing Mccarick of doing?
Well, James tells the New York Times that Mccarick began abusing him at the age of 11, Lauren. He was a family friend, and he says he was the first child that Mccarick baptized. So James is alleging the abuse went on for 2 decades, and he says he struggled with alcoholism, which broke up his marriage, and attempted suicide even, and multiple times. His attorney says the statute of limitations may have run out, but he's hopeful that prosecutors can pursue charges. James hopes to see Mccarick prosecuted, and he also is wanting a public apology.
Well, Mccarick has not responded. What are you hearing from the Vatican?
So far, no official response from the Cardinal to this new allegation. A long-term friend of Mccarick's who didn't want to be identified because she doesn't officially serve as Mccarick's spokeswoman says that he hasn't received formal notice. But she says the Cardinal will, of course, follow the civil and church processes in place to investigate them. Now, I reached out to the Holy See press office, but they have not released an official comment. A source of mine does say that a Vatican response will be coming.
This new revelation has raised questions about who in the Catholic Church knew about this and what Pope Francis is going to do about it, if anything. What can we expect?
Lauren, that is indeed the case. Mccarick and Pope Francis have worked together in the past. He was tapped to help him with behind-the-scenes negotiations, Lauren, that led to the 2015 U.S.-Cuba thaw, as we'll remember. And in 2002, under John Paul II, he took part in a delegation of U.S. bishops to Rome at the height of the American sex abuse scandal. Now, Mccarick supported the zero-tolerance policy that the U.S. Conference of Bishops later adopted, Lauren, and it remains to be seen what kind of action the Holy Father will be taking. But this latest revelation could force the Holy Father's hand. Francis could revoke his title as cardinal, and he could sanction him to a lifetime of penance and prayer, or he could permit a formal trial that could lead to his dismissal from the priesthood. Now, it's also possible that Cardinal Mccarick would renounce his rights and his duties as a cardinal, as was the case, Lauren, with the late Scottish Cardinal Keith O'Brien, who also faced charges of sexual misconduct with adult men. Now, already earlier this summer, the Pope accepted the resignation, as you remember, of several Chilean bishops who were implicated in the sex abuse scandal in their country. And just last Friday, he accepted the resignation of a bishop in Honduras, Lauren.
Juliet Linley, EWTN News Nightly Vatican correspondent. Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren.